whenever I have been authentic with myself and I've been honest with myself and I've shown that honesty to other people, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to like it, okay? They're not going to like who you are. They're not going to like the fact that you're real and you're honest. However, the one thing they will always have is respect for you. Hello, my wonderful gems. How are you? I hope you're doing amazing. If you're a returning gem, welcome back. If you're new here, hello, how are you? Make sure you decide the vibe. And if you like what you're listening to, then please feel free to like and subscribe to this channel. Okay, so I guess this is just something we're going to have to start doing nowadays. We're going to have these little, I'm just going to label them life lesson chats. Basically what I'm going through life and the lessons I'm learning from it. If I'm going to tell you guys to learn from the lessons in your life, I think it's only fair that I can share some of the lessons I've learned from mine. And I actually never thought I was going to be one of those YouTubers who shared about my life because I'm a very private person. However, now I understand why people do it. It's so therapeutic. So let's just jump in. I guess today's lesson is going to be about inappropriate relationships at work. I was surprised. I know I've always, like once you start getting to the workforce and if you're single, you hear these stuff like, you should probably meet your partner at work or stuff like that, which is fine, which is great. And if you love your job and it's something that actually brings you fulfillment and joy in your life, I'm sure meeting someone who also is interested in those same things, it could work. But what if you hate your job and you don't really care much for your coworkers? It's just so awkward. Like, I never knew how, I guess in my mind, and this might be because of how I see the function of my job in my life. I'm not the type of person who feels like your career should define you, especially in 2024 when these companies are crazy. They are out for self. I'm not saying you should be completely selfish, but the field you're working in right now, it's not the field you want to be in. I think it's okay for you to just go in, do what you're supposed to do. Of course, do what you're supposed to do. Do what you're supposed to do and clock out and not put any more in that job because these companies do not care about folks. I am more on the mindset of focusing on your hobbies, or if you want to be an entrepreneur, then focus on your business. What's actually going to bring you joy? Invest more in the stuff that brings you joy. And obviously, if your main source of income is from this job that you really don't give a damn for, but you need to pay the bills, yes, still invest in that. But I think the crux of your heart, your passion, and your time should be in something that you enjoy. And that is what is going to bring you fulfillment and joy. I guess I just wanted to tell you that as a long explanation as to why I really dislike the place I work with. And I was so intentional when I also started this channel to never tell any of the people I currently work with about my channel, never explore, because it was just like, I knew I was probably going to talk crap about them. I'm never going to mention anybody's name, but it's just like the whole environment, it's like there's an intuitive feeling that everyone has when they step into a workforce. And the first couple of days, you kind of just see how stuff are going. And then after a while, you're like, okay, this place might bring me joy, might bring me passion, or this place is just full of ish. And I know a lot of people stick through jobs they don't like, mostly because they like the mission of the company. And they're willing to overlook what their coworkers are doing, the chattiness, the jealousy. They're willing to overlook that, all those stuff, because the broader mission of the company means something. And I know that's why, like, some people love their job. And then other reasons, like, people really do love their job. And I've always wondered, how can I get that? Because I only find joy in my hobbies, such as this one, or my other hobbies. Like, if you visited the website, you know what I do. I draw, I write poems, I write blogs. Like, I find more fulfillment in those stuff. And when I go to work, I feel like I am just a shell of myself. But then going back to inappropriate behaviors at work, where I don't want to stereotype a gender. Who am I kidding? I'm going to stereotype a gender. Why do men, we're just going to keep it there, think it is appropriate for them to make advances to people at work? Like, I just want to know that. Especially when it comes to someone who has clearly shown signs they're not interested. And you would think, well, I would think this would mostly be coming from single men, but no. These are married people with an entire life, entire kids, more than one, probably like 3 kids, been married for years, making advances at other women, at younger women at work. This is completely like, I guess my lack of being in the workforce really shows, but it's just like, I never thought that would be a thing. And even if it was a single person who does want to, like, take you out on a date at work, I'm just the type of person that's like, should you be dating while you're working? I don't know. What do y'all think? I really want to hear what you think, because I'm on the side of no. I'm on the side of no. I don't think you should be looking for people you want to date at work. I feel like that is so inappropriate. In the same vein, on the same times are hard out here, and people ain't shit. I listen. I've heard enough stories of people ain't shit on this website. I've heard enough dating trauma stories from just friends and family. So I know it is hard out here. But is it worth jeopardizing where you're making your coin? I don't get it. I'm on the side of, you shouldn't be shopping for produce in like the detergent aisle. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. I feel like the two should be separate. But if you're on the side of, you think that's completely fine, that's completely appropriate, if it is consensual, please let me know. Because for me, it's just like, I'm a whole no on that thing. I don't see how that can ever be a good thing. Ever. Because I'm thinking, even if you're just co-workers, you're on the same level, and you do happen to go out, if it doesn't work out, people are petty. And maybe this is speaking from my life experience. I've always been on the receiving side of people's pettiness, even when I was just like completely oblivious to what was going on. But it's just like, people are so petty, and they will try to make you seem like you're this terrible person. Breakups in general are just rarely amicable. And yes, no one goes into a relationship thinking they're going to be broken up with. Most people, I would think, will go into a relationship because they really think this is their loved one, this is their forever partner, and maybe they'll eventually just live together as partners, or if they're into marriage, then they'll be married. I understand that. But is it worth risking how you're making your money because you want love? I guess that's where my mindset is. I don't think it's worth it. But if you do, please let me know, because I'm really curious and I really want to know. But now, moving from I know I'm just jumping around. Oh my gosh. But moving from the side of coworker to coworker relationship, where your coworker might just slander you and you might not lose your job. What if it's a boss? Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. What if it's a boss who's making advances at you and you're not comfortable with that? What do you do in that matter? I don't know. I don't know. Because apparently it's just like some people, some men, especially men of power, I have found them to be creeps. And I know it is a general statement, but it's just like, I have, for the most part, have found them to be creeps. I'm a pretty straightforward person and direct, and I'm not going to hide my emotions for anyone, including if you are my boss, my boss's boss, or whatever. I'm going to be cordial. I'm going to be polite. I'm going to be respectful. But if you expect me to kiss your backside, you will see another side of me coming. And I guess it was just like, it was just something that has never occurred to me that it will ever happen. Because you would think that this person is in a long committed relationship. This person is high up in the company. They should want nothing to do with me. But no, I can see how a lot of people get caught up in this situation, and a lot of women get caught up in this situation, because for the longest part, women haven't been in the workforce. And by the time they came into the workforce, the men were in charge. They were the bosses. They're the ones advocating for you. But if you have someone who is your boss or your boss's boss, in my disgusting situation, it's just, or your boss's boss who is making advances towards you, and you are completely not interested at all. Like, I don't feel like you need a reason to reject someone, but you're completely not interested, and they feel that, I guess, hurt, or it's probably some ego stuff. And it's just like, I now understand how it's so difficult, and how some people might just try to smile and play along, but when it comes to rejection, this is just something I have discovered in life. When it comes to rejecting other people, or when it comes to telling someone, no, you're not interested, they will only ever give you peace if you are direct with them and if you're firm with them. And yes, I am a woman in the world. I understand. Sometimes being direct and being firm can result in them assaulting you. I get that. People are crazy. I completely understand that. If it's a stranger, especially someone you don't know, you can nice your way out of it. But if it's someone you're going to meet at work every single day and you basically do not like them to be around you, what do you do? What do you do? I feel like a lot of people don't talk about this. And it's just like, how do we not have ways to navigate this in 2024? Like, how is there not a way to navigate this in 2024? I don't know, but I am always on the side of authenticity. I'm always on the side of honesty. And I've said this before in my advices before. It's okay for you to be the villain in someone else's story for you to gain peace. And even though it is scary, and even though you might not, and even though you might lose your job because people on some ego trip and they want to assert themselves in your life when you don't want to, I think it is still best. Hear me out. I think it is still best for you to completely and outwardly reject them and maybe potentially lose your job. But because at the end of the day, I don't think there's only one path to success. And even if you're in a career that is going to bring you joy, this is a career you've always wanted to be in. You've worked so hard, so dang on hard to even get your foot in the door. And now you find yourself in this dilemma where you feel like you need to kiss some people's rear to get ahead. Or you need to do all these, you need to do something strange, okay? As some people do. You need to do something strange that you're not comfortable with just for you to be successful. I don't think there's only one way to success. And I think that, and this might be naive of me. Like, I'm perfectly aware of that, okay? I've only been in Marvel for about like 3 to 4 years. So it's not really that long. So I get that. But I still think it's important for you to be honest. And it's important for you to just not have to put up with that crap. Because I don't know if this is the empath in me or if it's because I'm too sensitive. It's just, I don't like bad energy around me. It makes me feel some type of way. And couple that with feeling stress of like seeing this person and you just physically feel drained from seeing them approach you. It's just like, I just don't like it. And it feels icky. And I don't have the word for this yet, but it's just, I still think it's best for you to stand up for yourself. I still think it is best for you to advocate for yourself in any situation, regardless of what titles someone holds. Because at the end of the day, we all have one life. At the end of the day, our life, in a grand scheme of the world and the universe, they're all worth the same. The billionaire's life is worth the exact same as the poor person's life who is living in the slums. It is worth the exact same. And that is how I see it. I know some people don't see it that way, and you might not see it that way. That's fine. That's your perspective. But that is honestly how I see it. So when I hear situations like this, I just think of one thing. Because, again, this is probably from my perspective and what I want to accomplish in life. I just think of something. If I want to grow in this career, I'm going to have to probably suck up to this person for them to advocate for me in rooms I'm not able to get in if you're new, such as myself. And then after sucking up to this person, maybe you have to suck up for the rest of your life. Okay, if you want to grow in a career, you might have to suck up. Oh, and then there's the other aspect of if you want to grow in life, you have to be authentic. You need to be true to yourself. You need to be honest. You need to advocate for self, for you to grow into a higher and better version of yourself. And obviously, a lot of people are not going to like that. So when presented in a situation like this, I'm not going to tell you guys outright, do this, do that. I already know what I'm going to do. I'm the type who's more focused in growing in life, in growing in this one life I've been given with, in becoming the person that I know I'm capable of becoming. Because I don't think there's anybody out here who can really stop us from becoming our true selves. And we can only become our true self by first being authentic and honest with ourselves and what we like, what we tolerate, what we won't tolerate in any capacity, despite what other people may believe of me, despite what other people may believe of me or you, despite how they might rank you on the ranking of how much money you have. I don't care about that. In the grand scheme of life, our lives are all equal. In the grand scheme of life, life is about growth and connection and expansion and becoming the higher version of you. And in becoming that, you need to be honest with yourself. You need to be authentic with yourself first. And then after that, be authentic with other people. Obviously, this doesn't mean pick a fight. It doesn't mean just be mean to other people. But you need to let them know you will not tolerate this. And if this person happens to be your boss, I completely understand how scary it is. But whenever I have been authentic with myself and I've been honest with myself, and I've shown that honesty to other people, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to like it, okay? They're not going to like who you are. They're not going to like the fact that you're real and you're honest. However, the one thing they will always have is respect for you. The one thing they will always have is that they can't just mess with you any other way because you know who you are. You're not confused about life. You are steadfast and you are headstrong in what you need. And I know how difficult it might be. And with how vindictive some people are out here, I've been on the receiving ends of people jealousy and just mean behavior most of my life. So I'm kind of expecting that at this point. But with how vindictive people are, I know it's also scary to be like, I'm about to be authentic with my boss. If you want to grow in life, I would suggest you do. But then if you think your career or this path that you have decided to take on is much more valuable than you becoming the higher version of yourself, then you know what to do. I'm not going to be telling you guys what to do or what not to do, but when I was presented with this situation, this was just the first thing that entered my mind. And I was just like, Paula, you are the type of person who wants to go in life. You're the type of person who is curious about the world and who wants to know so much. Are you really going to limit yourself? Because for me, I saw it as a limitation to placate to this person's ego when, frankly, you don't give a damn. Frankly, I'm probably not even going to stay in that career path for a long time. Like, I'm already planning my exit. It's just, and I was just like, no, I can understand that for me, it was a little bit easier to make that decision because I have no passion when I go to work. My passion lies more in, again, my hobbies, such as this one, and my other hobbies that you guys see on my website. But I know how it can be so difficult for someone who feels like they finally made it through the door. They've gone to XYZ and now they're here and now they have to deal with this mess. Frankly, it's a mess that patriarchy and misogyny has done, that women are just objects for men. We're not going to tackle that topic right now, but now they feel like they have to deal with this mess where they have to lick boots and kiss people's rears just to be able to accomplish their dreams. I don't think that's fair because I also don't think there's only one path to success. I think success can come in various different paths. But if you've been, let's say, at a standstill for a long time, I know you might probably feel like this is my big break. I'm willing to do whatever I have to do to make it work. But I don't think you should ever have to compromise your integrity and ever have to compromise yourself to be successful. I think you will always have success in being true to yourself. That is just what I believe. And maybe what I kind of hope and what I kind of dream, because I'm not where I want to be yet. But that is truly what I believe. And yeah, that's kind of why I wanted to have this video, because it's just something I never thought of. And now that I guess I'm going through it, it's just like I'm thinking about it, but I already know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to compromise myself for anyone at all, including if you're a president of XYZ country. I do not give a damn. Right now, I can confidently say that I do not give a damn, because I know in being true to myself, I will always have what I need, and especially have the people and the tribe, the people around me and a tribe around me who is going to be able to understand where I come from. But yeah, so if you're dealing with something similar, I know I kind of talk a lot lately, but if you're dealing with something similar, please let me know. Please let me know how you delved through this. If you were in that awkward situation, did you think like me? Or do you want to go in this career, or do you want to go in life? Like, or if you didn't, how did you just feel? Because it's a very uncomfortable situation to be in, especially when people are making advances at you. You don't give a damn for. Like, first of all, hello, I don't know you from anywhere. We're not friends. Why? I mean, it's probably because you're beautiful. You know, some people can't help themselves, I guess. But then if it comes from the top, there's also like power dynamics and a bunch of other stuff. It's like, how do you deal with that? And if it's advances that are kind of like still harmless, they haven't gone that far, like, how do you deal with that? Because if it's, you know, if it's assault, you can easily report it. But if it's just advances, how do you deal with that? I don't know. That was just what I thought immediately, and we're going to see if I have a job or not. So please let me know what you thought of this little life lesson chat in the comment section below. And if you're interested in what I'm doing, you can visit the website. It's called kitchentableadvice.com. That's where I have my blogs. I just talk about anything and everything. That is where I have art that I have labeled weird contemporary art, as well as poems that just take a dark turn. Yeah, they take a dark turn. And obviously, these are stuff that bring me joy, bring me passion, and I'm going to keep doing it. But yeah, so if you want to be in the know, then please visit the website. And again, I love speaking to you. I love reading your comments, and I like the fact that you took time out of your day to listen to this video. So make sure you give it a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.